So I'm about to move out, and this is 13 hours across the country back to the Midwest. Oh my God, sorry. Back to the Midwest. And I have discovered a new health problem. And this is a very scary health problem. So I've always dealt with migraines pretty bad for quite a few years now. And it's one of those things where you can't, it's hard to describe to people because you think that, oh, maybe you just have a really bad headache. No, there's a huge difference between having a really bad headache and having a migraine. So for me, migraines usually happen and they start to happen in the back of my head and then start to wrap around to like almost the frontal cortex, like here. And they stop about here. And sometimes there's a lot of pressure here. Sometimes. But most of the time, it's just numbness that fills the entire back of my head. And I'm just always trying to feel myself and make sure I'm all good. And sometimes my vision goes a little splotchy. And splotchy, I mean like it kind of shrinks. So like if you've ever seen what's known as a vignette, it's basically where all the corners just get dark and you're just in a parallel vision. It's a little spooky, but it's not the end of the world. You still know you're there. You just know you have a migraine. Well, Friday, so today is Monday with this clip. It's Monday. So 3 days ago, around probably I'd say 11 to 1 or whatever it was, I experienced this thing where let me describe this entire scenario here. I was making peanut butter and jelly. I was like, I can't see myself making peanut butter and jelly. I physically could not see where I was putting the shit. But I knew I felt the bread and I was just doing this. And I thought I had just looked at a light or something and maybe I just went a little splotchy blindness or something for a little bit. And then I was checking an email that got sent to me, and that was the my car insurance. So that car insurance got sent to me, and it was just an email saying the documents have arrived, everything, blah blah blah, and all of a sudden, I couldn't read it, and I thought I was making this up. I was I thought I just couldn't, I literally just couldn't see it. So I couldn't see it, couldn't read it, and then after that, I go on the phone to try and see why my rates went up. Well, during that time, I started seeing this squared box. It was let me describe this here. It was a box that was getting gradually bigger and bigger and bigger, and it was filled with rapidly moving RGB lights with some weird shit that was happening. And I was like, well, this is interesting. So I was cutting off my front vision, so I literally couldn't see, and that's probably the reason why I couldn't read anything. Well, after that, I started getting this aurora. Now, if anybody's experienced an aurora with a migraine, it is probably the scariest shit ever. Okay. Granted, if you smoked weed, it's not the same, man. Because when you smoke weed, you're just paranoid. Things are a little slow, blah blah blah. This is your vision is almost pretty much gone. You're still conscious, you can still respond to people, move, whatever, but it almost feels like you're in an out-of-body experience, and the best way to describe it is if you were to gradually just keep on seeing warp speed, and it would just go like this, and then you had splotches of here and there and here that were just all RGB and waves and lights and everything, and it just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It wasn't flashing, it was just there. Obviously, you look around because you can't focus on anything, so you close your eyes. And when you close your eyes, that's when things got a little better. So then, it kept going. That Friday, my heart, my vital signs, my heart blood pressure was 167 over 86, with a heart rate of 90. That's pretty bad. The heart rate's normal, but that's pretty bad. So then today, I was I go into work, I'm okay, this is the first day of the last week, blah, 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 and all of a sudden, I get into work, and I start to feel real weird, really odd. And I don't know what was going on. I don't know if it's just like the fact that it was my last week at work before I moved or whatever, but I started sitting around and I was like, oh fuck, I feel like I'm getting it again. So then I started panicking because I was like, shit, well, it's a different story to get it at home, but to get it at work is just like, oh shit. So I'm at work, it starts happening, and all of a sudden I'm like, please tell me this isn't gonna happen here. So it starts at the bottom this time. And then it moved all the way up to the left-hand corner like it was, and it was just that square again with RGB lights, everything, and it got real bad. And I didn't know what to do. So I just closed my eyes, went to the car, blah, 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 did everything. And I was more so freaking out the fact of when I went outside, it was such a super bright day that I couldn't see anything. And the light was so sensitive. When I tell you light was so sensitive, it was like being stretched, like literally stretched in my vision and being 10,000 times brighter than what you would ever expect. So it's not like you just looked in a light. It was like literally like blinding. Like, oh shit, like this is like some sort of migraine again, because obviously I'm sensitive to light no matter what with a migraine. But then each time it's gone away after roughly about 20 minutes-ish, which I know that seems kind of long, but it turns out, this is where the crazy part is. There's different types of migraines, which I didn't know. I thought a migraine was just a migraine. It had its symptoms, blah, blah, blah. No, there's actually different ones. So I've had a normal migraine before where you get the numbness, you get the pain. It's excruciating, and it's just, you can't stop it most of the time. It just lasts for hours upon hours upon hours. And it's not like over-the-counter medicine can help it. Excedrin kind of, it deviates it a little bit. But this was called, apparently, ocular migraine. So let me at least describe to you what this is, okay? So maybe you have it too. And it's pretty normal to self-diagnose this, okay? What is ocular migraine? So ocular migraine, okay, this is the best way that I can actually describe this here. This is pretty much freaking what it is, except this image, like what I'm about to show you, is actually very much exaggerated because if I saw this, it'd be a lot cooler, but what I saw was like scary. And it wasn't like figures being whatever, but actually this one matches it better in my opinion. It's like this. I don't know if you could see this that well, but that's what my vision looked like. It was just a lot less vibrant and saturated, but it looked exactly like that. And I was like, holy shit. Binocular migraine is a retinal migraine. It is a type of migraine that primarily affects vision. It involves temporary vision loss or visual disturbances, often a blind spot or flickering lights that can last up to 30 minutes. Unlike typical migraines that are accompanied by severe headaches, ocular migraines can occur with or without a headache. Something I didn't mention, I don't feel any pain when that happened. And I've now had this happen twice. So with that being said, it almost feels like an out-of-body experience as well. It's so freaking weird. Like, ever since I turned 25, man, like, I've been 25 for 3 months, and this is what's happened. Now, let me say this, too, because I know this is long, but I want you guys to understand, like, what I'm going through, right? I guess it's been caused by spasms in the blood vessels of the retina, reducing blood flow to the eye. I don't know if that's the case for me or whatnot. Potential triggers: stress. Well, I am getting ready for a big move, so that could be a thing. High blood pressure. Yeah. Smoking, I don't do. But then other factors and stuff. So the symptoms are temporary blind spot or vision loss. So there's blind spots or vision that gradually and then disappear. Flickering lights or zigzag patterns. It's pretty much exactly word for word of what I had. A headache. That's optional. I am lucky enough I'm not getting the headache when that happens, but the sensitivity to light, noise, and odors. Oh boy, bro. When this shit happened today, it was so loud, and I was like, fuck, dude, I felt like I was autistic. Like, some people with autism, by the way, can't handle loud noises. It's just a thing. I legitimately was freaking the fuck out when everyone just wouldn't stop talking. And the light, bro, it just got horribly bad. But yeah, it's weird because I've never dealt with that before until Friday. And now this has happened twice. And is it normal? Apparently. Now, what causes a migraine? I could go to a doctor and I guarantee you all they're going to say is like, oh, well, this is that. And give me probably like a migraine cocktail, which they actually, believe it or not, I've had a fever cocktail before. It's just a bunch of freaking Tylenol and shit like that. So it's not anything special. They don't even hook you up to an IV or anything. I don't know. It's just weird. So I know this video is long, but let me just say this. If you ever experience something like this, please don't freak out. I know you might feel like a little bit of like restlessness. It's probably your anxiety heightened up because you're like, this is happening. I promise you, you're fine. It goes away, and it goes away rather fast. So it's just a little freaky to witness and experience. It's something that I wish I wasn't experiencing, but that now I am. And I guess hopefully, I hope I never happen to have it again. But again, if you have it, just don't worry. You will be fine. You will probably freak out, but it's completely normal. Heart rate will probably go up your first couple times even. But just close your eyes. Just take some deep breaths, like slow, like, okay, and then drink water. That's it. Sometimes it even helps if you go in a place that's a little dark. So, yeah, man. Who would have ever thought? I have migraines, now I got ocular migraines. It's freaking fantastic. And let me just tell you, it's almost like a full brain reset, because when you have an ocular migraine, it's almost like you are just not yourself, and then all of a sudden, it does kind of wipe you out, but not as bad as a regular like headache migraine. It's like, the best way to describe it is like, if you were to just keep on looking around and then all of a sudden you shut your eyes and then it goes away and you open your eyes again, you're like, wow, I'm a new human being. Not kidding. Anyways, I'm going to stop yapping. It sucks that I have to deal with this now. I wish I was kidding. I wish I was doing this just for maybe like a clickbait video type thing, but again, this channel is based on transparency, and yeah, kind of freaking sucks. Because you start to think about, like, well, do you have something growing in your brain, like a tumor or something that's causing this? And it's not. I guess mine is just stress. I guess I would rather this than vertigo, because vertigo is when you start spinning, and at that point, you start to feel real shitty. My dad has it, actually. So, yeah, I don't know. Kind of something to think about, and hopefully that you guys never get this, but if you do, just know that you're not alone. But this is just something new that I just found out a couple days ago, and I probably have to deal with it for the rest of my life. So, thank y'all for watching, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.